So, our opening contest was the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Alexa Bliss, Nikki, Ash, Liv Morgan, ASH, whatever. Liv Morgan, Naomi, Asuka, Natalya, Tamina, and Zelina Vega.
So, number one, Zelina Vega is a traitor. Number two, Alexa Bliss's kind of new thing, and then she like strips down to like wrestling gear.
Her new theme song is. Sorry, our A app went off upstairs because we can never fucking mute her. But anyway, she's back in regular gear. She is not dressed as a 12-year-old schoolgirl, thank God.
She's now dressed as a 14-year-old prepubescent schoolgirl who has no idea what PacSun is.
I'm not sure what the implication is of that. But anyway, her theme
She goes to Spencer to buy her clothing.
Mick. So, Alexa Bliss's new theme song is dog shit.
It's not very good. But I like the way that her theme is going. Nikki Ash, I wasn't a fan of until she won the Money in the Bank ladder match.
There's always been like something with Nikki Ash where, well, number one, I knew that this was her character, and she's really into it, so at least give her that credit.
And they strapped obviously, okay, by now you know that she won the match. But, my God, they strap a rocket ship to her. Here's a rocket ship. Now you go,
Right. And, I'm sitting there saying, she was over. Her entrance was dead. But as soon as she won, people lost their minds.
Right. And then also we got, of course, our favorites. We got Naomi in the Glow, who probably drove her husband here. We got we got Natalya and Tamina, who are
just great, solid workers who did a very good job in this match.
Who have the charisma of a cricket. We have the traitor, the Benedict Arnold of the wrestling industry, Zelina Vega.
I hope she does not come back. And then Liv Morgan, who was really inspiring, and people went off. Honestly, if I did not think Asuka was going to win, I thought Liv Morgan was going to win.
Right, but
she was that over.
But Nikki Ash,
it was kind of an interesting choice, to be honest with you. I'm curious to see where they're going with it.
Right, but obviously, I'm okay with the winner of the match.
I don't particularly mind it. I thought it was fine. I'm just excited to see where they go with it. I wonder when that's going to happen. But
anyways, here's the ending of the match. There were the six of them besides Bliss.
Yes.
The six of them were up there on three different little ladder things, and then Nikki Ash just climbs up ahead of them.
Sneakily climbs up there, grabs it, grabs a briefcase, and she won.
Just climbs back down and just runs out of the ring.
Right. And everyone else is basically still on like three different ladders. They were all fighting. I thought it was a really good match.
It was a good ending. A good ending sequence.
It was a good ending sequence, but the match itself really flowed nice, and I really liked it. I can't say anything bad about it.
I can see Ash and Bliss going into a rivalry, though.
Right.
Because Bliss was the only other one that was not up there.
Right, exactly.
There's going to be some rivalry going into that. Anyways, let's move on to the next.
All right, Peanut Gallery, let's make WWE Money in the Bank. Apparently Peacock. We'll talk about that later. And Pro Wrestling Majestic again. Let's talk about this match. I really could not have done anything differently other than Mysterio's entrance. That was annoying.
Pretty much. All right.
I don't know what else to say.
We're done. That's it.
Okay.
I wish.
Why do they want to do this to Kingston?
Right.
I don't understand why. What is wrong with Kingston? He's worked with a company long fucking enough. It's not like Kofi Kingston's a small dude. He's very tall.
Right.
And he works really well.
Why did you let Bobby Lashley do a squash match against Kingston?
Absolutely annihilate him. You could have done it with anybody else. Maybe even bring up somebody else to that level and give them that kind of opportunity. Kingston's already a main eventer. Why did you do that to him?
You just diminish his character.
But at the same time, why didn't you do anything after like you did with Reigns Cena?
Right.
You could have at least done something like, oh, Goldberg. Well, at this point, I don't know who's going to face Lashley at this point.
I don't care. Because Lashley's
they need it for SummerSlam.
I know.
They need it for SummerSlam. They need somebody else for SummerSlam because they haven't built stars.
It's going to be Oldberg. I fucking hate Oldberg.
That's how you make Pro Wrestling Majestic again. Unfortunately, they don't.
That is making pro wrestling boring again.
It makes it 2020 election majestic again. Mick.
It is making it Saudi Arabia majestic again.
Makes Arizona audit majestic again. Anyway, so I literally couldn't have done better. I think everybody in here was justified of winning it. The pacing was really well. And but let's talk about Peacock.
What a fucking peacock.
This was inexcusable. Inexcusable.
All right, who's the intern that tripped over the wire?
I don't know what happened.
Because that's literally what happened. Someone tripped over the wire.
Something, I can't tell.
There was an intern that tripped over the wire. It was the worst day of their lives.
McMahon is irate.
Oh, of course he is.
And this is embarrassing for... Honestly, at this point, I cannot even blame WWE. This was all Peacock.
No, it was.
Because guess what? Internationally, all of this stuff was working totally fine. This was a Peacock problem. And unfortunately, with being in America, there wasn't an option for a difference.
Unless you were doing ESPN illegal.
Right. Well, I even tried. I couldn't find anything. And we actually looked of doing a person who was doing a third-party stream on it.
Right.
And it was working by the time I got down here to the studio and started to work on it. But at the same time, and it was during entrances, but once again, you missed that. You missed those moments of somebody coming out, that kind of specialty. And,
right. You missed Rick Boogs doing his whole entrance with
the guitar
King Nakamura.
And everything.
You missed
Drew McIntyre coming out with the sword all of a sudden. I don't know why. And with that, I'm not sure if you saw
the sword of the Loch Ness Monster.
Also, I'm not sure if you saw it, but during the entrance, there was pretty much a piece of cardboard that was put up and painted to look like a rock. I'm not sure if you saw it.
No.
It was, and that's what Drew McIntyre is doing with it. He's putting it in this thing of rock, and it looks dog shit. It's really bad.
Is it like card?
No, it's painted horribly. It's so bad. Look it up after. It's really bad. You miss Kevin Owens. You miss, John Morrison, who is very over.
Yeah.
You miss a lot of this. And once again, with wrestling, everything matters. Entrance, gear.
You even missed the pre-entrance where they had interaction.
They had skits with Boone and Riddle and all of this where it could have been really funny, and I heard it actually was really funny. You missed that personality. You missed that additional depth of field.
And I think that kind of ruined the match for me.
Right. It felt kind of sour for me, and it was all Peacock's fault. This was all Peacock.
Fuck the cock. I mean, well, hold on.
Fuck the bird. Fuck you. Why does everything with a bird suck? Birds are terrible. They should all be blown out of the sky and
fuck
raped.
The owl.
Right. Anyway, okay.
Speaking of fucking owls, let's talk about Paul Heyman.
Okay. I want to make this very clear.
This match was boring. I did not care one bit.
We did not know of the chemistry between Reigns and Edge until this match.
Because the only other time they interacted was with Daniel Bryan involved. Daniel Bryan carries matches. That's just his thing.
Roman Reigns is awesome. Edge is awesome. But this is just a situation where two guys just don't click. And it happens a lot.
It does.
And luckily, with the ending of this, with Cena coming out, Reigns and Cena have a chemistry.
Right.
And this match is going to be nothing.
Right.
But just beautiful.
It'd be fantastic.
If you don't go out of there pregnant, there's something wrong with you.
I mean, are you kidding me? I'm already pregnant just thinking about the match.
Nick. But anyway, the match was boring. It really was. I really can't do anything to save it. I guess at the same time, Edge did win the Royal Rumble. He needed at least a one-on-one. It was fine. I can't really say anything bad about it. Same thing.
Okay, so problem is that how can you not have a perfect match between these two? Their chemistry is awesome.
This was the best match that they have had.
Oh, yeah.
Of all the matches. WrestleMania, the one with In Your House with Io Shirai, Their match last, even with Hell in a Cell, even though I lost,
right?
Or even though I won some bullshit. God bless it. This one just length, pacing, facial expressions, brutality, everything.
I was disappointed that Becky Lynch did not come out.
I feel like it would have been a feel-good moment overall with the fans. They chanted, "We want Becky," but I feel like it was shut down quickly because the match was so great. And the crowd could not do anything. They couldn't. You cannot go against this match. It was that good. Mm-hmm. God, it was spectacular. And once again, another absolutely spectacular match. Even though the Viking Raiders lost this match, they lost it with pretty much the best match they have had.
I think this is a Viking Experience's best match in the WWE.
By a mile. By an absolute mile.
And of course, I called them the Viking Experience on purpose.
Because it's a Viking Experience.
Exactly.
Because they trended. Omos, I will say, he can take some bumps. I kind of wish he went off of his feet a little bit more.
Right.
I feel like it really could have given credence to the Viking, the Viking experience. Might as well just call him that at this point. I feel like it would have given more credence to them as a team, and I felt like everyone was on point. Right. This was an on-point match, and this is what happens when you make pro wrestling majestic again. You get great matches like this.
You get AJ Styles carrying that team, but it's no fault.
And once again, I feel okay. This was definitely the strongest of the 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches.
Mm-hmm.
I could even say this is probably one of the strongest women's Money in the Bank ladder matches that I've ever seen.
Probably.
Actually, you know what? This one was the best women's Money in the Bank ladder match I've ever seen.
Ooh, you're gonna go that far?
I think I am, because it started in 2017.
2017, something like that.
And then they fucked it up, so they had to do it again because there was Carmella's and, with James Ellsworth. Yeah, the 2018. Yeah, the 2019, which was not Asuka's. I can't remember who won it. Anyway, and then 2020s, which I did like, and I thought they did a really good job, but it wasn't like your traditional. But this one, there was just something about it. There was a magic about like different people in this match that really kind of came together in a wonderful experience.
The right people were involved in it.
Absolutely. Everyone who was involved was over in some way, shape, or form. I feel like the attention...
Well, I mean, of course, except for Natalya and fucking...
They were good workhorses that were in there. I thought they did well for what they were supposed to do.
But you can tell from the fans, they're about as over as a fart in church.
Well, the focus was on Liv Morgan, Nikki ASH, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka. Those were the focus.
Oh, yeah.
Naomi to a point, because Naomi's just great.
Zelina Vega, because she's a traitor.
Right. Well, once again, we don't want to talk about her. But
she did not make pro wrestling majestic.
But the thing is, I want to say this because the winner of this match was exactly what it was supposed to be. The launching point of a career that could be nothing but great.
Right.
And you'll be like, oh, what about a superhero? Superheroes can be over. Look at the Hurricane. Right. Look at Rosie.
Right.
Superhero in training. That shit was over.
Shit, literally and figuratively.
Do you remember in 2004 the Hurricane and Rosie were the most popular thing on Raw?
Right.
By a mile.
And Rosie was the shit. He was the superhero in training.
Right. And it was awesome. Nikki Ash has the talent, the charisma, and the ability to do this. And she can. And I think this is just that additional launch
They're
for
strapping
it.
that Virgin rocket ship onto
her,
man.
Honestly, that was it for Money in the Bank. So here's the thing. Let me know what you think in the comments down below.
What's going on next week?
All right, Boone. Or Boogs, or whatever his name is. Despite what happened, we're still going to cover New Japan. We're just going to do it a little bit differently.
Yes.
We're going to be covering Summer Struggle in Nagoya. And we're going to be covering Wrestle Grand Slam.
Yes.
And by that time, I'm hoping that we will have our original channel back. We'll still upload here, but we should have our original channel back, so
Right.
stay tuned for that.
The week afterwards, though, we're going to do something really, really interesting because there are no pay-per-views that last weekend.
Right, and we'll talk about that next week.
All right. So, follow us on social media. Become a patron, of course.
All of it is in the link tree down below in the description. And as always, be
majestic.